So I've been putting off making this for a while, probably because of nerves and whatnot, because I'm not a YouTube queen just yet. But let's get straight into it, because I know you want some tips on how to make your fitness lifestyle work in a household that is not quite the healthiest. So firstly, let me give you a bit of insight as to why I think I'm qualified to talk about this. So I started working out when I was about 12. I started in the gym in my school, and then eventually when I was around 14 started going to like a commercial gym. That's when like my fitness journey properly started. Back then, and still to this day, my family is not the healthiest influence. Like, they are not the healthiest eaters, no one really works out, no one really prioritizes their health, and I'm like the total opposite of that. And the thing is, I probably would have been similar to them if I was not diagnosed with PCOS, because that was really the boot for me, which was like, okay, you need to do something about your health because this is super important. And it's obviously not been something that we focus so much on in my household. So I was like the first one who really paid attention to my health. So I've got about 6 points I want to cover with you today. Some of them are tips, some of them are just like the experience that you might have, what you might be going through right now, and I want you to feel seen or heard, because I know it can be a bit of a struggle, like especially number one for myself, coming from an Asian background. The food is not the best. Well, it's the best, but it's not the healthiest. So first and foremost, the most important thing for me is my nutrition. I have gone through periods of having highs and lows with it, but generally it tends to be the most important thing for me. And from a very young age, like around when I started going to the gym, I actually started cooking for myself. Some of the really basic meals that I cook are like chicken and pasta, chicken and rice, and just like a few other things. Generally that tends to be what I do, having these basics planned out in my head so that I know what I can eat to stay healthy and what I actually like and prefer, has been such a staple in my fitness journey, especially living with my parents who are not quite as healthy as me. But having said that, I will have the occasional takeaway or the pizza that they order. Like if we have certain foods and treats at home, I won't restrict myself, but my balance is probably just a little bit different to my family. So yesterday, despite having already had dinner, I am on a cut at the moment, but the pizza smelled so good and I was just like, I have to. So I had a slice of pizza or two, but it's not something that I do all the time. So if my family ordering takeaway maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I'll have it with them once. So just creating that balance in your life is super important around your nutrition. Point number 2 is don't let them talk you out of doing things that you want to do. For me, it's always been going to the gym, and I think you get 2 types of people in this world, especially when it comes to your health and fitness. First person is going to be like, why haven't you been to the gym today? Or what is your fitness schedule? What's going on? What are you doing for yourself to move? I'm that. My family, if I'm going to the gym, they'll say, don't worry about it, just go tomorrow. And you have to understand, like, if your family are like that, that's completely fine. That's what they're okay with. As a qualified personal trainer, this is something that I've tried to work with my family for years, but it's always difficult to guide people that have a relationship with you already. So it's not really been something that's come through to them, but stick to your guns. If you know that going to the gym is important to you, if you know that working out is important to you, don't let them influence you. They don't understand your journey, and that's where you just have to kind of be headstrong and say, actually, no, I don't want to go out. I don't want to skip the gym and things like that. You want to make sure that you have your schedule and they understand that. Thirdly, it kind of overlaps with the second point, is encourage them to join in, help them understand why this is important to you, and maybe make it like a fun activity, like, oh mum, let's go to the gym together and then maybe we can go to the pool. So maybe entice them a little bit, treat them for a meal or something afterwards. Yeah, just educate them on why this is important to you and how it can benefit them, because first and foremost, we're selfish. So if you lead with how it can benefit them, how they can feel good after it. I know a lot of Asian women tend to look at exercise as just weight loss and that's all it's about, but maybe helping them understand that it's not just about weight loss, it's about looking after your health. And especially in our communities, rates of obesity are huge, and heart disease, diabetes, etc. is just, it's crazy. So just helping them understand the benefits of these things, that it's going to help them feel better later on in life. But it can get exhausting, so don't spread yourself too thin if you're trying to accommodate for your family. Just remember that this first and foremost is important to you, and if it's not something that they're willing to pull their weight with, then there's only so much you can do. So the fourth point is, I actually like to take control of the weekly shop in my house, because that allows me to have full control of what's going in the fridge, and I can bring a good balance of nutritious food and snacks and those kinds of things. So this is a really good thing to do if you want to really take control and kind of help your family, but also make sure that you're getting the foods that you need on your fitness schedule, on your routine, on your nutrition, with your nutrition. So just taking control of the weekly shop can make a huge difference, and also like you can buy whatever you want that is going to benefit you and also benefit your family. So that's a really good one. Number 5, and I did touch on this, but I think it's something that I really need to drive home, because I think a lot of people are very afraid to do this, especially in an Asian household, but is to just say no. It will take a while, potentially years, for your family to understand just how important this is to you. Like if you keep telling them, I'm going to the gym, I don't want to eat that, I'm going for a walk, or whatever you need to do, instead of going to a relative's house, going to a wedding, going to a party. Like me personally, I do not enjoy these things more than I enjoy going to the gym. Gym is always going to be a first priority for me. So just helping them understand that, and it will take a bit of time, but over like a period of maybe 6 months, if you're consistent, they'll start to realize actually like this is your schedule and you're being productive, and they'll start to understand that this is not something that we can move around. Okay, now point number 6. This one you might not want to hear because it's more about you than it is about your family, but you need to be intentional. Especially in a family which is not quite healthy or doesn't understand the concept of living a healthy and nutritious lifestyle, they are going to judge you. And unfortunately, as annoying as it is, the truth is that those closest to us are going to judge us the most. And if they're seeing that you're going to the gym, you're working out, you're eating healthy, but you're not seeing any results, they will probably start pointing it out and telling you things that you might not want to hear. So be intentional and do it properly, because I think when your family or your friends, whoever you're living with, sees that you're actually seeing results, number one, they will be proud of you, because although they might judge you for it, it's only out of a place of love. They also will start to understand this fitness and nutrition lifestyle and see how it's benefiting you, and potentially think about joining in because it's obviously having a positive impact. And thirdly, they won't be able to say anything because it wasn't all for nothing. You're actually achieving something from it. But yeah, I wanted to make that short and snappy because I'm just coming back on YouTube and just finding my feet. But I hope you found that really useful. For me, it has obviously been quite a journey trying to just navigate my life around my family, because we're so different in so many aspects, especially in terms of fitness and nutrition and how I live my life and the priorities that I have over what they think is a priority. And again, I'm not judging anyone for it, but we're all different, and we have to make sure that we look after ourselves whilst not hurting anyone else, but at the same time prioritizing the things that mean a lot to us. And if fitness and living a healthy lifestyle is super important to you, then you've got to make sure that you prioritize it. Because just because someone else doesn't agree with you, if that's your mom, your dad, your friends that you're living with, or anyone else, doesn't mean that you should change that for them. Because if it's important to you, then it's worth, as cliche as it is, fighting for. But thank you so much for watching this video, and if you did find it useful, then subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this video because it really helps. And feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's Figure by Gurleen. Bye.